Do you ever wonder what other people really think about you? Are you someone that maybe they try to avoid? Well, if you want to stop being that person, listen up. Here to shed some light on some unexpected ways you're actually sabotaging your own reputation is the host of The Art of Likeability. This is a podcast heard in over 170 countries. Arel Moodie joins us. Arel, thank you. Because
welcome.
And first things first, I always like to acknowledge why this is important, because people with strong social relationships, 50% less likely to die prematurely. I just want to throw that out there for the health tie-in. But why is being likable so important?
The quality of your life, everything comes down to the quality of the relationships in your life. If you're happy, you have good relationships. If you're sad, odds are your relationships are off. And I'm talking about the relationships with yourself, the relationships with others. When you like yourself, you attract like-minded people, and then you can start and nurture meaningful relationships. Everything comes from that, everything.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because when people are lonely, it's so much harder to get going in the day, to be motivated, to find meaning in their life.
If you think about it, like, would you rather go to the big game with your friends, or would you rather watch it by yourself on TV? Right. You would rather go to it. You can go to a bad concert with good people, and it's a good experience.
Right.
It's all about relationships.
This is a perfect topic to discuss right now, because in the last segment, we were talking about antisocial personality disorder, our dependence more and more on robots, non-human interaction. Let's talk about some ways, some tips that you have that we can be more likable and be surrounded by the people we truly like.
Yeah, absolutely. So the very first thing people confuse is where to shine the social spotlight. So here's what I mean by that. The feeling and experience that people have when they're in your presence are the characteristic traits that they assign to you. So what that means is, if I make you feel awesome when you're around me, you think I'm awesome. If I make you feel dumb when you're around me, you think I'm dumb.
Wait a minute, can we switch? Like, why'd I get that one?
I mean, yeah, I'm just curious. I'm going to make an example out of Dr. Nita, right?
I think those are great points, and I think it's also about balance too, right? Because you mentioned when we were speaking to you before that even if you do everything right and you're likable, there's a certain percentage of people who just won't like you, no matter what.
Likability is not about having everyone like you, being a people pleaser, right? What it starts with is saying, who am I? What's important to me? And then attracting like-minded people into that, right? So when you think about it, if I'm speaking 100% of the time in a conversation and you leave and you're like, I wasn't even part of that. Why was I even here? That's not a conversation where you're engaging relationships. And actually, those are the people you kind of don't like, if you think about it, the person who has to constantly steal the spotlight.
And isn't that one of your other tips, this concept of being the shine hijacker?
The shine hijacker, yeah. So here's what it basically means. A lot of times we think we're bonding with people when we're talking about something that they just brought up. What most people do is they wait for their turn to speak and they don't listen. So if I say to you, hey, Dr. Travis, what's new and exciting? And you say, oh, I just went to Jamaica. And before we continue, I go, man, I go to Jamaica all the time. I got a mansion in Jamaica. You know Bob Marley, my third cousin? Like that's not.
And before we go, you've got one last tip.
Yeah.
What's this about being the freight train?
Right. So a lot of times people think to be likable, they have to be perfect. So what they do is they take one emotion, let's say it's being happy or being joyful, and they just ride that one emotion. It's like a freight train moving forward. When in reality, the people we like, we care about the most, it's an emotional roller coaster. They're vulnerable, they're real, they're authentic. So instead of trying to have everything figured out, let people in. Let them know that, look, I'm not going to be perfect all the time. The people you love and like the most are the people that are most real with you. So I think we should all grasp the vulnerability and humanity of life so we can all realize that what bonds us together, everyone, regardless of age, gender, race, is the human experience.
And if you all are interested in this conversation, you can hear more of it in Arel's podcast, The Art of Likeability.